Hello and welcome to Open Boosters. Here we go. Craziness. Garth One Eye. What do you know? He spits out a Black Lotus token. How about that? That's the freaking craziness, right? Well, I mean, you have to cast it to the board, but it costs 0, so it's going to hit the board. You can also get a Brain Geyser out of it, Disenchant, and Terror, Sheevan Dragon Regrowth. I wrote it down here on the piece of paper so I could actually see it. The list. But the Black Lotus is what stands out, right? Because it's a reserve list token. That means they're going to print a token and put it in the Modern Horizons 2 box, and it's going to be fantastic. It's nice commander there that you can put out for all the colors of the rainbow and slap it down onto the board, and then you too can make a Black Lotus. But the great news is now you have a proxy, right? And that's what we've been talking about for a long time here on the channel. In fact, who could have actually come up with this idea of having a card that creates a token that you can put the reserve list token in the box? Well, let's run the footage. Because none of these cards can exist unless Mark Warmswater says, yes, we're going to do this. Alright. Okay, so we have a white mana symbol up there. Yay, white mana symbol. Alright. Then we're going to have a 0-1 guy. Oh, that doesn't sound too good. However, uncast. Uncast. A restriction. So 1 white, and only if you haven't played a land. Choose a color and pay 2 life. Create dual land, and it'll have the name of the dual lands that you can create. You know, in this case, we're going to choose island. It'll create tundra. Get it? And we can do this with all the colors. It's a 0-1 creature that creates a dual land. And now, before you start going, oh no, things are terrible now. Well, it's just Hollowed Fountain. You pay the 2 life and you get your dual land. However, now we can print that token. But it has to be, Mark, with the original artwork and original frame. Has to, because that's part of the prerequisites. So when we create these tokens, make sure we do that. And we're back. Crazy, right? That guy was crazy. He actually talked to Mark Rosewater in a video, and clearly he had some good whiteboard action, drawing and that kind of stuff. Kind of crazy, right? It was actually a good idea. And so that idea has been out there for a while. And then, I mean, later on, I actually did try to communicate again because sales were down, and what does a CEO want to do? They want to sell boxes. So I actually came up with a great idea for them to actually sell boxes. And you know what? I think they're doing it. They're putting that out there because it was kind of a risk opportunity, right? Now we all see the Modern Horizon 2 boxes flailing up with price. But I know what the CEO was thinking. If we raise the price here, how are we going to make sure that these people want to buy the product? Well, then they went to one of my videos and they knew what to do, right? So they listened. Look, here's my board meeting with them, right? But if we do that, that puts it in everybody's hands. Tolarian would be happy because it's not in the mythic Uber Duber Kingaling Dingaling boxes, and we still sell boxes because we want to sell boxes. Well, actually, we could print a Uber King Dingaling token. Sorry. Anyways, but you know, Tolarian, there'll be the other, throw them in the trash kind of thing. But here we go. Look at this. This is a proxy. It's what is this one? Oh, this is my Lotus. Look at that. There it is. Woo! Cost me nothing. I put a marker on it. Craziness. And then, so I don't care. You know, you can play with a Lotus if you want to, and draw on a doodle on a card. So we can print tokens. They exist, and we can call them proxy in certain unsanctioned tournaments. However, now that we have printed tokens, we need to support the old school format. This would be a DCI sanctioned tournament, in which case we would require people to use the original artwork, which makes sense, right? So now we have them protected. In order to play in the DCI official tournament, you need to bring your Uber Kinger Dingalingy box deck that you brought that's really freakishly expensive, and you're walking around with it hoping that you don't get robbed. It's one of those things, you know, so you bring that to the tournament and you play, which is fantastic, great. But then there's going to be unsanctioned tournaments as well with the proxies and the tokens and that kind of stuff. And when we do that, we'll be having a good time. So there you go. We can now sell a box. I've given you the vehicle, Mark. So now you have no excuses because I told you about it in 2018. You still have no excuses. You can print that stuff up like, well, you can create a game out of it, not print it. You're not in charge of the printer. You're R&D. You can create it with those games and you can create the tokens and it'll be really good and it'll sell boxes. So do that. You can utilize the vehicle that I've created or create your own vehicle. I don't care because all I care about is selling boxes. And we're back. So where do you think they got this fabulous idea that brainstorm? Putting a Black Lotus in that box is a great idea because you know what a Black Lotus does? Sells boxes. Guaranteed 100%. Sells boxes. Going after the old schoolers that need a proxy that's kind of cool, that fits in your sleeve, that's exactly like what you feel like with all the other cards. It sells boxes. Proxies are going to be all out there. Now, I'm willing to bet when Commander Legends 2 comes out, this is my prediction, that there's going to be a special token card in that one too. And I'm pretty sure all you Commander Legends Commander players out there know what that card would be that is on the reserve list that every single person ever would want. Right? What is the #1 card for Commander? Right, that's in old school. If you haven't guessed it now, it's Time Twister. Craziness, tra-la-la-la-la. It's gonna happen. I mean, if they don't, they're stupid, right? Because this would make the most sense. Put it in the Commander Legends box because you're targeting Commander players. And when you do that, as CEO, pretend CEO, I would totally agree that that's a great idea because it'll sell boxes. You know what I'm saying? Boxes, right? Like, let's see. How many boxes in here? I don't. Because these back here, they're not boxes, right? Let me get, okay. All right. These are boxes, right? These are taped together. There's 2 of them. But it is a case. It is a case. So this is my box. When I'm CEO, pretend CEO, this is a box. This, right, yes, this right here is not a box, right? Modern Horizon, this Modern Masters right here, not a box. Yeah, I don't even think you can see that on camera, right? No. Mirage, single box, not a box. Conflux, not a box. This is all I care about as CEO, going out the door. That's what I care about. That's a box. Put that up there. All right. So, there you go. And they did it. They did my idea, right? They created the vehicle, put it out there, put the token in the box, sell the box. That's what we want to do. And as CEO, that's a great thing, right? So, thank you so much for actually watching my channel, Wizards of the Coast, and using my ideas. Actually, I've sent that idea over to Mark Rosewater a long time ago. So maybe it was in his back of his brain somewhere that I'll stick it in there, right? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't even know if he watches the channel. I did send him that video, the first one though. The one that I showed earlier. You can go to the links below and see both of them, I guess. I don't know. But I do talk about printing out tokens all the time on the channel for the reserve list. I think that's a good thing. And it's a good target audience for them to go after. Makes perfect sense. And if I was CEO, I would do it. And guess what? They're doing it. Finally, listening. That's good. Listen to your target audience. That's great. So, Commander Legends 2, pretty much a guarantee slam dunk home run thing if they put Time Twister as a token in the box. Just make the vehicle. Make another Commander Legend that does it. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm just saying, it would sell all the boxes. Alright, that's it. That's all I got today. craziness about hearing them actually putting out a Black Lotus token. But at least they could do is say, thank you, Openboosters, for the idea. That'd be great, because I've been trying to get them to do that for a long time. All right. Well, if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, make a comment, and I'll talk to you again in the next one. I'm pretty excited that they actually printed the Black Lotus token, because more are coming. They sell boxes. And if they sell boxes, it's going to happen.